It seems like Ellen DeGeneres has finally been exposed, and this might just be too big of a cancellation to come back from. Recently, former employees, other celebrities, and even security guards have begun telling of their experiences working and interacting with Ellen, and it's nothing like you would expect from watching her show. Unless you're able to see through her mask into who Ellen really is. Here are 10 reasons why Ellen is the worst boss ever. Number 10. She's rude. Many stories have surfaced about Ellen sending workers home to shower and change because she didn't like the way they smell. And the story also goes that there's a bowl full of gum outside her office that co-workers must chew before entering so that she's not offended by the smell of their breath. Sound like a meeting you'd like to attend? Number 9. Lack of communication. Most of her staff complains of being left in the dark regarding the direction of the show, so the staff left guessing at what exactly she wants them to produce. Guess wrong, you are toast. Many of the employees who have come forward say that if you try to engage Ellen for information, she will destroy you. Number 8. She plays favorites. Ellen constantly creates tension and conflict amongst her staff by favoring some over others. For her 60th birthday, she threw a party with a guest list of celebrities and friends, which included only some of her staffers. The others were left wondering why they didn't make the cut, and the ones at the party had a newly found sense of superiority to divide them from their colleagues. Number 7. Unpredictability. A vital component to morale in any organization is consistency from the leader. People need to know what to expect, and when that is violated, it erodes trust throughout the chain of command. Ellen's employees say she can seem perfectly calm one second and blow up the next. There's no way to know which version of Degeneres you're going to get from day to day, or even moment to moment, leaving everyone around her guessing all the time. Number 6. Cold shoulder. Sometimes newcomers to the crew think that Ellen is the same on and off camera, so despite warnings from the veteran staffers, they pass her in the hallway and say, "Hi Ellen." Big mistake. On a good day, they'll get the cold shoulder and a silent icy glare. On a bad day, they'll get ripped up and down by the happy, goofy TV star they dreamed of working for. Number 5. She's moody. Many people around Ellen have described her wife, Portia, as a very nice and pleasant person, who they think even softens Ellen's vicious demeanor. I guess you'd have to have a high level of patience to live with the villain we've come to know Ellen is. But staffers say when Ellen and Portia have a disagreement, you better watch out because Ellen may very well choose to bite your head off that day. Number 4. Ellen's way or get out. Staffers describe being afraid of ever disagreeing with her. Instead of wanting the input of the people hired to work on her show, Ellen would rather dictate to them exactly how this ship is going to run. It's her way or the highway. And what's worse, she often doesn't tell them exactly what that way is, so the staff is left without a concrete vision to work toward, and fear of missing the undefined goal. Number 3. Ego. Ellen routinely rips her writers if a joke tanks on air, but doesn't bother to look it over and provide feedback before she tries the line on national television. But when the jokes land, she takes all the credit for her comedy. For instance, when Ellen hosted the Emmys, her writers bent over backwards, completing 3 different versions of her act. When it was a success, she didn't even bother to thank the people who wrote the jokes. Number 2. Do as I say, not as I do. Ellen expects her staff to put in tirelessly long hours and be available around the clock at a moment's notice. But when it comes to her personal work schedule, it is come and go as she pleases. Number 1. Ellen is vicious. The number 1 reason why it's impossible to work with Ellen DeGeneres is that she's just horribly mean. You can see from the other 9 examples that Ellen has 2 very different, contrasting personas. One for television and public perception, and one for behind the scenes, where she can get away with being awful, but her meanness even shows through in her TV face from time to time, even if it's just a glimpse. Take for example the jokes she thinks are funny. She routinely scares the living crap out of her guests and staff. She also likes to watch people panic with her hidden camera pranks. She always laughs it off and acts like it's funny, but you can't help but think they sense a bit of Ellen's meanness even in what comes across as a little joke. A Twitter user named Danielle provided photos proving a tale of Ellen's meanness. When she was a 15-year-old Ellen fan, the show ran a contest asking fans to make a bust of Ellen and send it to the studio. She worked her tail off to make the bust of, at the time, one of her role models, even writing Degeneres a heartfelt letter. A few weeks later, Danielle was crushed when the heartless Ellen gave it away as a prize on the show with 5 $100 bills taped to the bottom. By now, you surely get the idea. Ellen is a terrible boss. You have to imagine that for each of these disgruntled former employees that were bothered enough by her behavior to go public with it, there are probably several more who chose to keep it to themselves, either out of courtesy or fear of being canned for it. Maybe now that all of Ellen's previously closeted skeletons are out in the open, Degeneres will learn her lesson and treat people with much more respect and dignity. But I doubt it. It's far more likely that she'll double down on her terrible behavior and continue to deny her employees the fair treatment that every human being deserves. So the moral of this story is exceptionally simple. Do not, I repeat, do not work for Ellen DeGeneres. Before you head out, make sure you are subscribed to Terrific Tense and ring the bell so you'll be notified as soon as new videos drop. And go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments as we all collectively thank our lucky stars we don't work for Ellen.